So I'm going to really briefly present on parent-teacher communication. Very, very important for you to start your school year out the way in a very positive way. And communication is key to setting yourself up for a positive school year. I came across this a few years ago, and it's just so very important. This may have been what it was like in 1969, but today we know that education has evolved into a different space. And so when you look at this, you may have found yourself in this kind of situation in the past, but one of the ways to kind of diffuse or deal with this kind of situation is through effective communication. So the importance of communication, it's vital to the student success. Everything that we're doing is about student success, and that is what we want to convey to all stakeholders, and with parents being primary stakeholders. All right, the importance of home and school communication, it involves families in the education process so that students know that teacher and parent, they are partners in getting our students ready for the next level in on the road to success. It fosters trust between school and family. That's with any relationship. Communication has to be key in just maintaining a trusting relationship. It serves as the first step to other types of parent involvement to follow. Because remember, we want our parents to be on board, be on the team, as opposed to somebody that we know we've got to contact, we just don't want to contact. Everybody needs to we need to kind of cultivate this atmosphere of team. And parents, family, they are a part of a very important part of the team. And then it puts everybody on the same page. Everybody knows exactly what the expectations are. Then why should we communicate? Well, first and foremost, again, we are in the business of education. And so academic performance, everything academics is important when it comes to communicating with parents. Of course, student behavior, hopefully positive and negative behavior. We've got to communicate that. We've got to communicate preparation for school, our expectations, what we need parents to send students to school with in order for them to be successful. And then, of course, health-related issues. How do we communicate? Well, it's a new day. There's so many different ways to communicate with parents that are unobtrusive, but can be ongoing throughout the day. In my experience, in my schools, I've used Remind, Classroom Dojo. Those are like right on the spot. Let's text it out, and parents can see, maybe it's not always in words, but sometimes with images, just how their students are doing during the school day. And then AE Connect has some features where you can communicate with parents as well. In 2024, these things were not even heard of when we were in school. Well, I should say, when I was in school. Texting, calls, emails, and then communicating on a larger scale for the whole building through the websites and social media. These are all effective ways of communicating, keeping the lines of communication open. And then what are some of the barriers to effective communication? Have you ever had a parent who's very leery of what's going on in school because of their own negative experience when they were in school. And sometimes that can be very, very challenging to get past, especially I can remember parents who may have grown up, maybe let's say with an IEP in some portion um, of the special ed system, as it were. And they're very, very protective of their kids and how they're being treated at school, because they may have in their head that they weren't treated the way that they felt like they needed to be treated. And so very often you have to deal with a parent's own negative school experiences, and that's something that you have to get past. And then parents may not understand how to interact at schools effectively. That might not be their background. And so it might be up to you to lay out how you want this line of communication to look and how it should go. Their economic situations and time constraints. I had to come to the realization for myself that, education may not be the most important in some families' lives. Some families are dealing with food insecurities. Some families are dealing with, losing housing. And so, you know, we might want to get together and say, I don't know why these parents, we've got to empathize and trying to understand that not always is education at the top of a list every day. And so very important for us to remember that. And then parents show through their actions that they don't trust what we are doing here at school. They're very untrustworthy. I'm sorry, they're very untrusting, I should say. And that goes back to something that they have experienced. And it's up to you to try and build that relationship with that parent. And then there are cultural differences. Um, the district that I came from, we had very, very extensive training in cultural competencies. And it's today, in this day and age, it's just important for us to know, to try and understand where everyone is coming from. Their culture may be different from your culture. Their experiences different from our experiences. And so it's very important, it's vital for us to empathize with that and understand that something might be a little different from the way we think it should be, because of a student's background. And getting to understand that is always beneficial. Okay, and let's see. So effective communication, it would behoove all educators to initiate communication first. Call that parent as soon as you know who your students are going to be. Initiate that contact so that they can know who you are, and just start to build that relationship. Okay, you can do that through a phone call. You can maybe write personal letters. I would recommend that you write, you have your school letter or newsletter, but personal letters for each individual parent will get you off to on the right foot for the school year. And then, of course, through open houses, getting to know parents there, that's a good time to strike up conversations with them when they know the kind of environment that their student or their child will be in. And then be timely with your communication. It's better to do it whenever a situation comes up, get on the phone, try to get a parent on the phone, because if you don't let that student get home and tell their parent, their parent, what's going on before you had a chance to even just at least leave a message to let them know that you need to talk to them. And then follow through. If you say you're going to do something, make sure you do it so that so that you're building that trust with the parent. and be specific in what the expectations are. Clarity is most important in knowing in just conveying what the parents, what your expectations are for the parents or their reaction to whatever the situation is. And then try and call parents when their child is doing something really good, not just when they're doing something really bad. They will really appreciate that. And the students will too. That has long-lasting effects across the board when you call out the good, not just the bad. All right. And I found this quote, and I thought it was important. And it says, building a bridge of communication between school and families fosters a supportive learning environment. Regular updates, open dialogue, and collaborative problem solving lay the foundation for a successful partnership in a child's education. And so finally, we just want to remember that we have to convey to our families that we are all partners in ministry. God being the CEO of this partnership. And then you have the school, the church, and the family. And so it is good when we lead with that, knowing that we are all working together. We're all stakeholders in the success of our students, and with God at the head, leading everything, the school, the church, the family, all working together to moving towards success. And that is all I have. Thank you very much.